One of the most dangerous and sneaky forces working against you in your plumbing business, people close to you who don't share your vision. Now, they might not mean to hurt you, but if you're not careful, their doubts, their fears, small thinking will rub off on you. This episode is about identifying them, guarding your mindset, and surrounding yourself with believers, not dream killers. Hey, plumbing pros, welcome to the 475th episode of Potty Talk, where we're taking it into the trenches, crawl spaces, basements, kitchens, and baths, all around this big, beautiful world of ours, talking the business of plumbing, how to have a thriving, self-sustaining, and very profitable plumbing business while having a life too. Yes, that's right. All right. And yes, sadly, there are people around you, okay, that are secretly sabotaging you and your plumbing business.
Whether on purpose or not on purpose.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it all starts with our golden nugget number one, okay? And that is, okay, we have family ties, okay? Sometimes the people who love you most can hold you back the most. Bottom line, love doesn't equal understanding. Family members may care deeply about you, okay? But if they've never built a business, they might not understand why you're pushing so hard. You know, they'll tell you to be careful, okay, slow down, when what you really need is momentum, okay? Their advice often comes from fear, not faith in your ability, you know? And that's, you know, we experience that. You know, sadly, we don't expect it from our family,
Correct.
You know? And
I think it would be your biggest cheerleaders is your family.
Right. And I'm going to go as far as, yes, a lot of times in more healthy families, it can be just the fears, their own personal fears. They don't want you to go bankrupt, okay? They don't want your feelings to be hurt, okay? They don't want you to have a bad experience, okay? And in their life, when they've stepped outside of the line, you know, when they had a dream of getting away from the factory or working the line one shape or another, one form or another, they had an idea and they tried it, but then it smacked them upside the head. It didn't work out that time. So they don't want that for you,
right?
Okay? But in families that are less healthy, you know, like mine,
I
know, it choked me up.
Choked you right up, baby.
It's, you know, it's you know, we think, you know, I come from a broken family, you know, and my father had hopes and dreams, I think, at one time, but I think he was just beat up. And so it was, he never supported me in my things. In fact, we think there was some jealousy. You know, my parents have both passed away now.
100%. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, so I didn't get that kind of support as guys. We kind of look for our fathers, you know.
Yeah,
and so,
that's true. Mm-hmm.
And sadly, I see with a lot of our clients I work with, and it's kind of a common thing too, there. So you may or may not be able to relate. But, you know, that wasn't there. In fact, there was actually things that, you know, he would speak, you know, almost speak some bad things to happen. You know, I'm going to tell, this will happen. This will happen. Is like, even what?
Because he wanted to be right.
Yes.
That was also part. Yeah, he wanted to be right. So, yeah, so he did speak those things. For one, he didn't understand you. I mean, you guys were just so incredibly different. Right. But that is one of the people on this planet that you would think would be your biggest cheerleader. If you're married, your spouse hopefully is your biggest cheerleader. Right? Whether, you know, to each other, right? Husband to wife, wife to husband. But then the other people that you would think would be your biggest cheerleader and behind you 100% would be a member of your family, your parents,
siblings.
And then, siblings. And if not, it could be, like, unfortunately in your case, it was on purpose and it was out of jealousy. A lot of you guys might be experiencing the opposite. Well, my dad's a great guy. My mom and, you know, my parents are really great people. But it's just the constant talk of be cautious. Gosh, are you sure? Why don't you just go get a real job, you know, with a secure salary and a secure whatever it is, health insurance and all the things. They're projecting their fears onto you,
right?
Which is well-meaning,
right?
Well-meaning, but doesn't do you any good,
right? And it's a common experience, you know, so that. You know, you must then protect your boundaries. You got to do something about it. You know, boundaries, you know, protect the relationships, all right? You don't need to cut family off, okay? But you do need to limit business conversations with those who can't see your vision, okay? Mm-hmm. Protect the relationship by protecting your dream from constant doubt.
Yes, that's
so
good.
That is a thing, and don't share your dream. I know, again, it goes back to, and this is what I felt, you know, Dad, I'm going to do this. Dad, I'm going to hire my first guy. Dad, you know, it's always like, you know, it was always a downer. You know, when I went, I still would go. I stopped after a while because I had to
Yeah.
protect it and not talk about those kinds of things.
Right.
And so you may have to too. So, at the, holiday, dinners or in the weekends or whatever, when you're meeting or, whatever, when they're taking
Celebration.
Right. You just don't talk business in those kinds of
And
things.
they may ask you,
Yeah.
right? Because more than likely. So, how's the business going? They're wanting to hear the negative. They are wanting to hear the negative.
Yes.
100%. They're wanting to hear the negative. If they're not, well, gosh, I'm even going to say just the vast majority. They're wanting to hear the negative, and they're going to pounce on that. They are going to pounce on the negative. Oh gosh, your phones were slow this week. You can't find good text. Oh, your best plumber just left. Oh, your truck broke down. What? Oh, right. They will pounce on those things. So in those occasions where you're, some outing or whatever with your family, they ask, yeah, it's going great. Things going good.
Yes.
Things going good. Yeah, growing, building. It's great. How was your week, Mom? How was your week, Dad? What's new? What's new down in the office or whatever it might be. Just turn it around. You guys have to keep it at that level if they aren't the supportive type parents. Now, if you're fortunate enough and you've got parents that are like, okay, tell me, what's going on with business, and you say, my phones aren't ringing or whatever the thing may be. Oh, okay, well, have you tried this or maybe this? Or son, you'll get it. Believe in you. You got a dream for your business. I believe in you. You can figure it out. You got those parents, man, you've got unicorns for parents.
Yes.
You have a unicorn for parents.
If you're coming from plumbing, if you're
Right.
a plumber, okay.
coming from a blue collar family.
Excuse me, gang. Yes, because that is probably the trend is that if you've fallen into plumbing, which is what you've done, okay, the odds are you come from a blue collar, middle class to low, family.
Low to middle class.
Family, right?
Yep.
And the odds are there. So you're gonna have that. You've been conditioned to think a certain way, and so you're going outside the norm by doing something yourself.
Right.
Okay, so it's outside,
That's
even the people
scary.
that love you. Right, it's totally scary. Now we have clients. We have people in the Success Academy that aren't plumbers. They bought a plumbing business.
Right.
Every one of those, and even the clients we've worked with, do well. And it's not because they're in the academy and they're learning. They're already business minded, but they don't know the business of plumbing,
Right.
which is a different thing. So if you're not part of the Success Academy yet, even as a plumber, get the Success Academy. Okay, I'll just
There's
say
that.
that, right? Okay, so we have business people who already understand business, gone to business school,
Right.
who are in the Success Academy because the business of plumbing is different than regular business.
Right.
And
There's
so,
nuances.
but we see with that, normally those kinds of people too have come from business families. And so we can tell, like I have a client now where his mom had a business or whatever. And so they can talk business
Right.
and in more of a constructive kind of way. Well, be careful, not with, of doing it. It's like, well, watch out for this,
Right.
watch out for that, watch
Right.
out. Okay, no, go for this, focus on that.
Right.
It's a different conversation because, they're conditioned different,
So maybe judge it by when you leave your family, after you had an outing or whatever, and you leave them and you've talked business or whatever, and you feel crappy about your business or you feel down. Really kind of analyze what the conversation looked like over the course of whatever that was, because more than likely they were putting some sort of doubt into your mind.
Yes.
So
It's not that they don't love you.
no,
I kind of think it's just how it is, okay?
they think they're protecting you.
And you may have heard us say this, and of course in the academy they hear us say this all the time. You're an eagle, and there's a lot less eagles than there are crows and sparrows.
Sparrows.
There's lots of them,
Lots of
or
nuts.
pigeons. All that. There's lots of pigeons, okay, with lots of crap everywhere. All right, okay. Hey, next point, okay. You need to find your business family that leads to that. Okay, you need to surround yourself with other plumbing business owners who get it. Okay, people who have been where you are and believe in where you're going. Okay, that's your entrepreneur family. All right, who will fuel your fire, not snuff it out, and that is so important. Okay, that's why I have no problems. I want to push you to. If you're not already, why not? Be a member of my free school community. It's free. Keep being free, okay? So there's no excuse,
Right.
okay? And if you don't know this stuff, so I'm a great, well then move on down the road, okay? But if you need to know this business stuff, and here we have the free school community, and it's
do.
free, okay? So you get some free information there.
Yes.
And so you should be there, but you're around a community of others who are just like you, trying to build a successful plumbing business.
Yes,
okay?
and school being SKOOL. That's the platform that it's on.
Right.
School spelled school funny, which is kind of funny to me, or spelled it different. So yeah, if you are interested in the school community, go to milliondollarplumber.com/SKOOL.
Right.
That's our free school community.
And then we also have the Success Academy, okay? And you should be a member of that. I mean, if you're truly serious about growing a thriving, self-sustaining, and very profitable plumbing business.
And learning the business.
You should be in that because you won't know. I mean, you're smart enough. But look, 95% of all plumbing businesses fail within the first 3 to 5 years. Not because they're not good at plumbing, or not smart guys, don't have customers, blah, 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 blah. It's because they don't know business, okay? And so you were never taught business. So if you're serious again about growing, you need to learn business, all right? So be in the original, the Success Academy. There's nothing else out there like it. Well, there's something else, but they stole it from us, okay? And so anyone now coming on is just a copy, okay? Or they were my apprentice, all right? Okay? And so you should be in the academy. We cover everything. It's everything you need to know. Okay, it's all the training. You'll know all the numbers. You'll know the systems. You'll know it's all like how to sell without selling. It's all how to do it. It comes out about 40 years of experience. You have the coaching. Okay, you get coaching in there, and importantly is the community. Okay.
Yes.
The community. That's the big thing. Again, being around others who are just like you. What's said? I just heard it. I was listening to someone like, we always hear the Grant Cardones and those kind of guys, Ed Milet's. I think it was, anyways, another one of the gurus make the statement that you're the average of the 5 people you hang around.
You are the average of the 5 people you hang around.
I've been saying that for years. Nothing's new under the sun. It's not like I didn't invent that, okay? But it's fun to hear others because it's a law. It's just a universal law. Okay, so if you want to be successful, you need to be around others who are looking to be successful, not afraid of being successful, or define success a different way. Look, if your parents, your dad is someone who's worked hard, has put food on the table, been a loving husband and father, and taking care of the family, that's success. Okay, 100%. That's success. But he hasn't experienced building a business success. That's a different kind of success, right, which if you're trying to do. So you need to be around those kinds of people that have been successful all the way to are working to be successful like that.
Right.
Okay, it is so important.
Surround yourself with those types of people.
Right. If you're overwhelmed by the day-to-day grind of running your plumbing business, you're not alone. Did you know that 95% of plumbing businesses fail in the first 3 years? And the ones that survive, well, they're just barely getting by. Truth is, you probably weren't taught how to run a business. You were taught how to plumb, but not how to price, hire, sell, or grow a plumbing business. That's exactly why I created the $1 Million Plumber Success Academy, to teach you the business side of plumbing. From pricing and sales to hiring and marketing, we cover everything you need to know. With over 150 training videos, live weekly coaching calls, and a community of plumbing pros just like you, you'll finally have the tools and the support to build a business that gives you freedom and profit, and lots of both. Since launching the Success Academy in 2018, I've helped hundreds of plumbing business owners build plumbing businesses that thrive, providing both financial success and personal freedom. The Success Academy is the original, and I spent years perfecting my system to make it work quick and simple. So, if you're ready to transform your plumbing business, or more directly put, if you're ready to stop the suck and start your success, book a call with my team today and plumb like a champion. Birds of a feather flock together. I know we have these old time sayings, okay? But this leads us to gold nugget number 2. You ready? Gold nugget number 2. Friend or foe. Dun, 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 dun. Not everyone in your circle is rooting for you to win. All right, we talked about this. Most of the time there is hidden competition, okay? Some friends secretly compare themselves to you, all right? And your success makes them uncomfortable, all right? They'll downplay your wins or joke about your crazy dreams to make themselves feel better, okay? And that is so
It's similar to family. I mean,
Right.
it's all of it similar to family. The first one, you wouldn't expect your parents to behave that way because you think they're biggest cheerleaders. But friends can certainly do that, especially friends that you've known for a long time, right? Who knew you when you were a dumb teenager,
Yes.
or who knew you when you were a dumb 21-year-old or whatever it is, right? They remember those, and so now you've put on a plumbing business CEO hat, and they're like, "Who the heck do you think you are?" Weren't you the guy that, we do pants to people? Was that a saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or, back in high school, weren't you the guy
Gave him wedgies.
yeah, gave such and such a
Locked him in the
wedgie.
locker.
That.
Right.
That's how they're remembering you. So it's very difficult for them to look at you as a CEO of a plumbing business. So they will start to kind of sap your energy, or it is, kind of hidden passive aggressiveness. Right, that there could be jealousy there.
Right.
Jealousy in that they don't have the courage to step out and have a dream of some kind, right? And so they don't want to see you progress. They don't want to see you take off because then it reflects back on them.
Right. And we have many examples of that. I mean, just when you get this stage in life and you've done it, and it's just how it is. It does, and it hurts. It never not hurts. Okay. But it's how it is. You're growing and they're not.
Right.
And sadly, it's like the old story of you put crabs in a barrel or whatever, and the crab's getting to get out. The other crabs grab to bring the ones getting out. They pull him down. Okay. That's what happens in most everyone's circle of friends.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I think so. Kind of take a look at your friends.
Well, yeah, you need to spot the energy leaks. Okay. All right. You need to pay attention, to how you feel after spending some time with certain people. Okay. If you're drained, doubting yourself, or second guessing your moves, that's a red flag.
That's what I was just talking about before. Right. If you leave feeling crappy about your business or about your dreams, and you're surrounding yourself with the wrong people.
So you need to cut them off. Okay. You need to cut them off. We've had a recent experience where we thought we had some, good friends, and we won't say who they are, but we were all about it, and you think we're talking the same stuff and all that, but they never asked about us or our business. They were business owners, but they never asked. So even though they were business owners, we thought we were in the right crowd or whatever, but they never asked about our business. Okay, or when they never asked about how we're doing individually or our lives and those kinds of things. Those are, but yet they asked for, tell us about they ran their stuff by us and all that kind of thing. Those are energy
suckers.
Right.
Yes.
And so even though it may look good on the outside and should have made sense, if you're walking away from the time that you're with them, feeling drained or just, what just happened? Or I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I got any, they didn't, I know. The sad thing about Facebook and all, because we're titled friends, and we think we have. That's not friendship.
No.
Okay, friendship is sharing energy with one another and supporting one another. Yeah. Okay, actually doing that. That's friendship.
Yes, and again, spot who you hang around with, or analyze who you hang out around with, and how you feel after. And it's probably something you've known for a while that you probably should maybe not spend so much time with your buddy that you grew up with, or that brother that seems to constantly be bringing you down. You've probably known that for a while. You just need to do it, and it is hard. We get it, but then you need to surround yourself with others, right? Just realize you really do have to take stock and analyze after you've been around, again, family or friends or whatever it might be, and you've had a chance to talk about business or whatever. How do you feel after? Was it edifying to you? Did it build you up, or did it tear you down? And you'll know how you feel.
Exactly. Well, you mentioned you need to level up your circle of friends. Okay, seek friendships with people who celebrate your wins as if they were their own. Okay, champions run with champions. Okay, you can't expect to grow if your circle wants to stay small. Okay, that's just a fact, Jack.
Fact, Jack.
I mean, it's just how it is. Small thinking. That's the cancer. Okay, that at best it's going to keep you average.
Right.
I mean that, and I look back and there's some friends that we've had that are wonderful people. I mean, they're wonderful people, but their vision is small, and it's just like if you have some water. Okay, we have some water, and there's just a drop of sewage in it. Do we now can drink the rest of the water? Do we do that? Is that water clean? No.
It is not.
Okay, it's very much kind of a similar concept here. Okay, one bad apple, in the shop, on your team spoils the whole bunch. That old saying. Okay, one guy, even though your other guys are sharp, you have one guy that's not dressing sharp or talking down or whatever. It pulls the other guys down. It doesn't. They don't raise him up.
Right.
Same thing goes with your circle. Okay, they get the nicest people, but if their talk is, well, no, I'm just, I'm still going to continue to use the phone book. Or I'm trying to think, I'm still pen and paper, or no, I just going to work my job, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 and collect my paycheck. And I'm not working 1 minute after 5 because it's life balance. And I got to be whatever. It's a whole nother vision, whatever. I'm not saying they're wrong, but that's going to pull you down. You won't raise them up.
Right.
Okay. Yes. So you need to be around people that are going to raise you up. Okay.
So true.
Because, all right, gold nugget number 3, okay, great minds think alike, all right? You become like the people you spend the most amount of time with. So you got to choose wisely, all right? The intellectual way of putting it, okay, is that environment shapes belief. Okay, if everyone around you thinks, $100,000 a year is making it, you're unconsciously cap your ambition there, okay? Get in rooms where 1 million a year is normal and 5 million is just getting warmed up, okay? That's where you want to be.
Yes.
Okay? We kind of talk about that in the academy when we talk about, the emotion of, the thermostat. We have this internal thermostat, and how we think. And really, our minds are wanting to keep us safe and that kind of thing. So if we've been conditioned this way too, okay? Especially coming from blue collar background, all right? Is that, if we start doing too well, we want to kind of turn the thermostat down to cool us back down, okay? So people around us will kind of do the same thing. So we want to be around people to help us with our mindset of just keeping it hot. Does that make sense? Did I go off the deep end on that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. And so we've also talked about this, about getting in rooms that are bigger than you. I know it's comfortable being around plumbers. Okay, can we talk plumbing and especially, well, that's why the cul-de-sac thing. I stopped doing the cul-de-sac thing.
Back when we lived on cul-de-sac.
Living in the cul-de-sac with them, with the other kids and the parents and the guys. So the guys every weekend, we mow the lawn, we stand in the cul-de-sac and drink beer and talk about things that we
Nobody cares about,
but we'll never do. Right? No one cares. Right? Whatever. And that's how it was. And I'm looking around these guys going, not that they're bad guys. It's like, ain't doing anything. You're just doing your jobs or whatever. I had to get in a room where I felt, I was very much in control, because even in that crowd, I was kind of I had a business, I was a little better, but it was like,
well, they didn't understand you.
Right. They didn't understand, but it was just a small, so I need to place myself in a room where the guys have, a private jet or something, a big, $100 million businesses and that kind of stuff. You put your room like that, you're the small guy, and that's what you want to be, because you're listening, you're hearing the talk, and you're hearing that. That just kind of pulls you that way. Okay, and so you want to put yourself in bigger rooms.
Yeah, so you got to find those rooms.
Yeah.
You have to actively seek out those rooms. More than likely, again, we're just making a blanket statement here. If you're plumbing, you come from a plumbing background. You more than likely do have a blue collar background, again, just like us. You're thinking, man, how do I find those rooms? You got to be intentional about it. You've got to be intentional about seeking those things out. Look online for self-improvement conferences that are coming up. That has nothing to do with plumbing. You don't have to go to plumbing business conferences and be, which they're fine, to be around other plumbing business owners, but you want to be in a room and meet people that have different types of businesses, because you'll learn something, and then we'll learn something from you. But you've got to be intentional about it. You've got to seek out those types of conferences. Tony Robbins is always a great one. What is it? Something Unleashed. What's it called?
Personal Power Unleashed or something.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. So those are great, right? And then you're around other people that are wanting to raise themselves up. Things even like, this is kind of crazy, but ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels, even though it's a sales funnel thing, it's about building business. You put yourself around people like that. I'm trying to think of some other conferences that are out there. Nothing necessarily comes to
Well,
mind.
we got a conference coming up.
Well, we do. The
We got a
online conference.
a
We do
master
have
summit.
yeah, we do. But put yourself in, you again, be intentional. You gotta seek things out. And then even if it's a conference, you're like, well, I don't know if this will make sense for me to be there or not. If it's about business and growth, go. Spend the money, invest the money. Who pays for it? Mrs. Jones pays for it. That's part of your growth for your business. It's not just for you. It's for your business.
All right. But until you get, to where you are confident, okay, you need to borrow confidence until yours grows, okay? When you're surrounded by people playing at a higher level, their confidence is what's possible, okay? Will rub off on you, okay? It's easier to believe in big goals when you see others achieving them.
That's
all
so
right?
good.
Okay?
That's good. It's easier to see big goals or to think you can get big goals when you see others around you
Right.
that are achieving them.
Right. So, when you have your dad telling you his sad story of, well, he tried to start this company and here's what happened. And, the bankers are like this and the economy's like that and customers will do this to you and employees are blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you're talking, he lost at that. So you're talking to a loser at that.
Loser mentality.
Loser mentality. Not your dad's a loser.
Correct. Loser mentality.
But when you lose, you're a loser, okay, at that, okay? You want to be around winners at that, okay, because that's what will help pull you,
Yes.
okay, and help with your confidence.
Right.
Because really these things, we say it all the time. We've experienced. I'm now sitting on this side of life personally, and then just having all the years, over 40 years of being around this, and then, of course, with our Success Academy and now having helped hundreds, plumbing business owners succeed, the difference is that they believe that they can do it. I mean, it really is simple. The processes and things you need to know and put in place and then how to run it and how to do this and that. It really is simple, okay? But it's the mindset that keeps guys back. And so you got guys, that have people around them that are just not getting it done, all right? It's going to pull you that way.
Yep.
Okay? So, that leaves, you want to be with the right crowd that challenges you, all right? True growth doesn't come from comfort, okay? The right peers won't just pat you on the back. They'll push you, all right, to think bigger, work smarter, and to never settle.
Yes.
Those are the kinds of people that you want to be around. You don't want to be around people and say, well, be careful, watch out. Well, think about it. Think about it. You want guys that are just going. I just heard, and it comes out like this. I was just listening to a thing with Grant Cardone. I was listening to this new podcast. It's called The Coffee Something or Other. It's two young guys. Okay.
It's probably really, really popular. Everybody.
Well, you guys probably know, right? But we know it all.
And we just found it.
I mean, it's like, right. They have more subscribers, 10 times what we have, I have. But they had Grant, talking to Grant Cardone, and there's these young guys saying, well, when is it really freedom? So why can't, they understand investment. So why can't you be free with $1 million? Because he's made $1 million doesn't make you free, which is true. Yeah. Okay. But that's what we want to settle for. He goes, no, what happens is, and we see this too, it will happen when you start with guys like us, when we come, our business, we start making it, and we've had clients where all of a sudden there's $1 million that they come from when they're in debt, and a couple of years later they have $1 million in the bank. It's like, what do I do with $1 million? I mean, it's almost a panic feeling because now I got to save. And so, no, you don't want to save. No, we're not going to save.
Invest.
And move forward. And that's what Grant was getting at. You're never free until, $1 million doesn't make you free. $10 million you can probably spend the rest of your life, but you're not free because you still, you don't have the money. Use the example, if American doesn't fly, you're not flying either. Well, that's $10 million isn't going to get you a private jet. Okay, that kind of thing. So it's not that you need that, but it's that idea of never. It's not a never enough. Okay, you're always growing. You're always thinking, grow.
Movement is life.
Movement is life, right? We've been conditioned to hunker down like little rabbits, okay, and save and conserve, and maybe we won't get killed, okay? That's not freedom. That's not really a life, okay? And so, but with your business, you got to be around people that are thinking that way too. It doesn't mean we put our heads in the sand,
right?
Or they don't understand the dangers. But you're around people like, guys, you want to be around other men who are saying, yeah, take that hill, take that hill, okay? Do as much recon and and investigation and look at all your assets as possible. Yes, take that hill. Not be around people that are going, well, the love of money is the root of all evil. I mean, whatever. Well, be careful. How's your 401k? Are you putting some money aside in the 401k? All right, that kind of that's
wrong thinking.
Right. That's
That's
not the place
thinking.
you want to be. So there we go. Okay, it's so important. Okay, people secretly sabotaging your plumbing business that are around you. All right, and so to recap our points we made. Okay, to ensure that you're not hanging with people who are secretly sabotaging your plumbing business, check off these boxes. Okay, family ties. Love doesn't always mean they understand your dream. Protect your vision and find your business family. Friend or foe, watch for hidden competition, cut the energy leaks, and build friendships with true cheerleaders. Great minds think alike. Your environment sets your limits. Choose a circle that makes big thinking normal. All right, definitely, okay? And hey, if you're ready to fast track your freedom, all right, and you're done guessing, okay, you're done grinding, and you're ready to build a real plumbing business that gives you both profit and peace, book a free call, all right, with one of my Success Academy coaches, okay? All right, one of my team here. We'll just have a simple conversation. We'll get you pointed in the right direction so you can build a plumbing business, okay, that serves you and not the other way around, okay? Simply click the link in the show notes or go to milliondollarplumber.com/call to schedule your free call. So there we go, all right? Great stuff here, okay, do it. But as always, before I let you go, I want to remind you that you were purposefully and wonderfully created, and you were created to do great things. So plumb like a champion.
Bye, everybody.